Welcome back to Playin' Chat. I'm the Hidden Object Guru, joined by...
The Gun Wrangler.
And it's back to Battletech time! Yeah, we're doing a skirmish. I'm pretty excited about it. We're playing all light mechs. The Gun Wrangler has put together a strange team, as I understand it.
It's a little off-putting.
Okay. Whereas I just decided to let the game randomly select my mechs for me, so I have no idea what's going to happen.
All commandos.
That was a bad time to sip some water.
Could be worse. It could be all spiders.
Oh my god, no. I pray. Alright, 1 second. Of course, we are also here to chat about the wrap-up of Season 3 of Travelers, which... Whoo, boy! Okay, I have many thoughts about these 4 episodes. So are you comfortable just diving right into it?
Let's go.
Okay, so it feels like
Final.
they were, well, yes, it does feel like a final thing, but at the same time, it's weird because the last the last 5 minutes, well, not even 5 minutes, the last minute of episode 8 sets up the last 2 episodes of the season, right?
Yeah.
With the nukes. Right? And then we've got this weird situation where after that, everything leading up to that feels like their stuff is still being set up, stuff is paying off. It's very interesting. And it's almost like at the last minute, they were like, by the way, these last 2 episodes have to wrap up the whole show. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like when they were writing and filming them, someone told them only when they got to the last 2 episodes that there wasn't going to be a season 4 of Travelers.
Yeah, and we don't actually know if there's going to be
A season 4 because it's open. They left it open.
Yeah.
But we don't know. So here's a couple of questions I have. We're sad, and I guess them not introducing a new body for Traveler 001 until until a twist right at the end of the show. And I mean, I'm assuming everyone's watched this.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Just having this wonderful thing that her husband got sent back a Traveler whose job was to be a double agent and infiltrate the faction. And then they end up double agenting him, and that's who 001 takes over. But the problem is, by giving 001 the brain switch whenever he wants technology, you create a situation where, like, he doesn't have a chance to build up as a villain because he can just switch bodies whenever he wants.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a problem. And Enrico Colantoni did such a good job, and there was a potential for Amanda Tapping to do the same thing. So just like, oh, now he's this guy, now he's that guy, now he's whoever. They make a joke about it in the episode by having Eric McCormick immediately know that obviously that's the FBI's fake Traveler 001 because, you know, come on. Like, it's going to be a creepy old white guy in a suit.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's kind of... And I felt like that was kind of a joke on the audience who was expecting... I mean, the only way they could have done that better as a joke on the audience is to have actually cast someone famous in that part. So it worked not only as a joke on Eric McCormick with the obviously this guy's a villain, but as a joke on the audience because it would be someone famous enough who you could think, oh, okay, maybe they've gotten him to play Traveler 001 from now on. But yeah, the second you see this old white guy, you're like, oh, okay, well, that's obviously a trick. Which I found super interesting, but at the same time, I think that it's should this be taking this long to load?
I was just thinking that, but you were going on. I'm like...
Yeah, no, I was in the middle of a thing, but I don't want to just let this load forever. I'm going to pause for a second and see if we can make something happen here.
All right.
Sorry about that weird cutoff. Gun Wrangler was trying to use a mech that I don't own the DLC for and as a consequence, the game was locking up pretty hardcore. I guess they didn't expect anyone would do that.
I suppose not, even though, like, really, who wouldn't want to bring a hatchet man to a totally unfair fight?
I know, it would have been brutal. That would have been fantastic, but yeah, it didn't end up working out that way. All right, so where was I? No, seriously, I was talking about those how the episode really does go 1 to 100 in the end of episode 8 with the oh yeah, nukes are going off all over the world and David gets shot to death.
I'm just going to point out something real quick.
Yeah.
If if the faction is all about saving humanity by limiting population,
Yeah.
I'm going to point out that turning large sections
I
of
know!
the Earth
world.
into uninhabitable radioactive zones, probably not the best way to do it, and
Technically,
probably not the best idea to destroy all that infrastructure involved as well.
technically, that was not their plan. They were using micro suitcase nukes to blow up the libraries. That's the only reason they had the nukes. They wanted to make sure that the libraries were completely 100% destroyed. So, yeah. No, waging nuclear war was not their plan. They just wanted to destroy the libraries in the most definitive way possible. In the this thing is going down and staying down. Damn! First turn, I'm already getting hit.
Yep.
Ouch. That is some long-range mechs you got there. Which, that's fine. So yeah, I get why they did that, although that didn't exactly seem fair to any... Oh, it's a locust! That's adorable!
I know.
You brought a locust! I'm so proud of you. But anyway. So yeah, alright, let's see what I can do power kill-wise. You didn't take out any of my weapons, so that's good. Alright, so let's see. Oh, wow, I have very little chance of hitting you. Well, I gotta go for it. Alright, yeah, just fire everything, it's fine. You know what? That wasn't bad. That wasn't great. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, part of the problem is all these light mechs
Yeah.
have, like, tissue paper armor.
I know. Yeah, you get to their structure right away, don't you?
Yeah, it does not take long.
Oh, I do like light mech duels, though. So yeah, what's interesting for me is, right, so the nukes at the end of the show have nothing to do with the faction. They didn't understand, what the faction didn't seem to understand was that the reaction of the people in power around the world was, if we start getting overwritten by travelers, just nuke the planet. That was their worst case scenario. So everybody started nuking each other the minute that happened. Which, yeah, that kind of sucked for everyone. That was not an ending anyone was expecting, and it was kind of horribly brutal.
Yep.
Oh, God, that was horrible.
God damn it. With your fancy urban mech.
I know, right? I lucked out. Oh, damn!
Another hit like that, you're toast.
Ouch, that looked bad. But anyway, so yeah, it's interesting to me because that as a I understand that as a plan of last resort, but Jesus, like they really went all out. And they're like, yeah, we'll just nuke the whole planet rather than let the travelers take over. So yeah, let's just say Traveler 001 might have, thought he had some good plans, but yeah, it turns out he didn't have that many good ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, becoming the internet and taking over the leader of every planet. Yeah, that's not a sustainable scheme for taking over the planet long term, which I think is, too bad for him. I was a big fan of him hooking up with the faction. I think that had a lot of potential, but it really kind of wrapped up abruptly.
Yes, it was quite a sharp, shall we say, and abrupt way to...
an abrupt wrap up to the... and the thing is, I'm watching the episodes, right? And so first off, just clear, the Trevor episode was quite good. Like, when we finally get into what Trevor went through for the 200 years they were testing on him.
Yeah, and it was 200 years.
Yeah. Well, they made that clear. They had full lifetimes, kids and everything across 3 lifetimes together.
Yeah.
So yeah, 200 plus years, we finally got the answer of how long they were testing with him. And oh my god, that's crazy. And they seem to imply that, I mean, yeah, that's all what happened with his wife, but he also, like, kept getting new bodies, right? After his wife finally died, he kept getting at least one more new body because they have that whole story he tells about taking her to see the last bit of sky one last time before she dies, right?
Yep.
And oh, ouch.
There goes a locust.
Ah, well, you knew the locust was going down first. You charged across the river. You know, I mean, you knew that was happening. I assume that was a plan to get me to expose all of my forces, which, good work.
Yeah, I think I've done a pretty remarkable job as far as that's going.
But anyway, but yeah, that beautiful story about them seeing him for the seeing the light for the last time, but he talks about that as being a while in the past because the sky was only visible before the ice completely covered the dome. And obviously, so that's something that no one else on his team has ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no one else on his team ever got a look at the sky. And I think that's a fascinating idea because we know that they're all, if not close to their own ages, we saw, like, little glimpses of what they looked like in the future. So they're people in their 20s or 30s. So that's just, so we got to assume he lived another 30 to 50 years after the death of his wife. I think it's fair to say, which, wow. God, like, it really does put into perspective what that character's been going through this whole time.
Yeah, and how he's...
No wonder he's so disconnected from everybody.
It's not even that he's disconnected, because I think he's more connected to some people than others.
Okay.
Because, I mean, he was super connected to Philip.
That's true. He absolutely was.
And he was, if not a mentor, then...
Well, something like a mentor, I think. It's fair to say.
To McCormick's character.
Yeah, Tarek McCormick. Yeah, no, I think that's absolutely right to say that he's like a mentor because they knew each other in the back in the future is the only clear way to say that, but it's accurate.
Yeah.
Back in the future, they knew each other well, and because they trained together as a team, and he was obviously a mentor to him in that future. And him being ready to die, that was again, you know why he did it, but that was rough to watch. And on some level, I'm like, they're gonna get out of this, of course, but given that I knew that we were wrapping up the season, I wasn't 100% sure they were going to be getting out of this one. So yeah, I was pleasantly surprised with how they wrapped that up, even while he was not 100% okay with it. Especially because it continued his romance, which was nice. Because I've found their romance very engaging. Although mostly for the potential it had to cause awkwardness, because she, as a character within that world... Oh no!
They're locusts.
They are locusts. I was just very surprised because no, I only had 50% chance of hitting you with both shots, and so it was a coin flip both times, and it took 2 shots to kill you. Because she had been his guidance counselor, their romance could have been incredibly awkward for everyone, and I would have been very entertained by that had that happened.
Damn it! I missed the AC-20.
Yeah, that would have torn me apart had that hit.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Point.
I don't care about the locust. I've got a AC-20 running around.
I know, right? Oh, you monstrous hunchback. It is wonderfully brutal. But yeah, then we got an all David episode, which, David.
Commander?
God damn it. Why can't things ever go well for you? You're so wonderful. You're such a great character, and just everything goes wrong for you all the time. Just him getting dragged into a mission, which was bad enough. And then immediately, he finds out that they're time travelers, and then he gets shot to death.
Yeah.
And then he has to disarm a nuclear weapon, and then he dies from severe radiation poisoning. All over the course of one horrific hour of television.
Yep.
Oh, they really stuck it to us, didn't they? Oh. Yeah, that was a brutal one to watch. Although it did make me no. Oh, nice. That rain of hellfire. But yeah, they really made you just suffer that whole hour. It was just
Yep.
worse and worse and worse for David. And oh, we love him so much, and he's trying so hard. But yeah, it's
But he still sucks.
oh, come on. David's the best, and you know David's the best. Oh God.
No, but like as far as doing the missions.
Oh
and
yeah,
all
no, no,
that,
he's bad at everything. He's absolutely bad at everything. But as a character, David's the best. I think that's fair to say. It's just because he tries so hard. And he wants to do the right thing all the time. And God, to the genius of giving him a whole episode about why he became a social worker and finally getting into his backstory, I didn't think they were going to kill him off the next episode. I mean, just structurally, as a way you produce television, of course I should have realized they were going to kill him off the next episode. Obviously, you only want to get the audience that incredibly involved with a character if you're immediately going to use that against the audience. But no, I honestly did not think he was going to get killed off the next episode after that. And it made me really sad when he did. And yeah, it took him 2 episodes to go, obviously, but like just getting us really on board with him, taking us on his journey, doing that whole thing, and oh, by the way, now David's dead. Jesus Christ, show. Oh, you mess with us so much and so effectively. So let's discuss the big ending and the big reset.
Yes, I noticed something.
Okay.
By the way, thanks, Counterpart, for
Okay, for
getting me.
training you to watch stuff that way.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So, the very last minute, what did you see?
You mean before before the computer screen and the part 2?
Right after McCormick sent his message.
Yeah, he sends his message and he goes to the window. The guy's hammering on the window. What did I miss? The guy's hammering on the
What?
door to get into his apartment.
That's not his
sorry,
apartment.
His office. His office. I just said the wrong word. But anyway,
It's not
what
his
did I
office.
miss? Yeah, it is. That's
No,
the
it
guy whose
isn't.
office it was.
No,
Wait,
that's 001's office.
No, 001. No, that's the real guy. 001 was not. Don't you remember they put him into the wrong guy? That guy's the real guy. 001 was the computer tech who was there to fix his computer.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah.
did you notice what happened when he sent the message?
Yeah, that he said that the thing doesn't work, and so it's no. I didn't notice anything beyond him saying that don't send 001. The plan isn't going to work. What did I miss?
Did the plane hit the tower?
Well, I was wondering if they had stopped 9/11 because it's like you're right that I did consider that. I did
Well-
consider whether or not we actually saw the plane coming because I noticed him checking his watch and I'm like, is the plane not going to hit? Like, what happened there? And then I thought they were just saving us that, but then they didn't show us the plane as a blip in the distance the way you'd think they would have.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you make a strong point there. Did he stop 9/11?
No, but after he sent that message,
Somebody? Oh, after he sent the message, someone might have.
yeah.
Oh, damn. That's a good point. 'Cause I was wondering what the look at his watch meant exactly. Like,
And
what
this,
exactly did he
this
mean?
look of dawning realization on his face.
Yeah, like, what exactly does that mean? That he's looking at his watch. And just how... one thing that bothered me, though, you get this really great episode about them taking over a serial killer to save the planet. And that's actually really well done. Like, I liked that whole episode. That them replacing the serial killer, like that whole episode really made me happy. But then it creates this problem because the two ladies who burned off the Earth's atmosphere in 50 years, right, were originally killed in the Helios strike, right?
Yep.
So when Eric McCormack goes back to put everything in place and just stop the program and but also put in the message to stop Helios, right? To hand over the Helios data so that they can stop Helios, but also he has to kind of get rid of the whole program. What confused and bothered me was, doesn't that mean those two ladies are still going to survive and create their, world-destroying energy technology? Like, you just did an episode about how they also had to be stopped if Helios had to be stopped. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So yeah, that's something that I don't know if they completely realized what they had done. But you know what? If there's a season 4, we'll see, right? Okay. I'm sure you noticed that I had a fire starter.
Yep.
So good luck is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, you're not really doing too much in the way of damage.
Yeah, I noticed. Well, I wasn't trying to do damage. I was trying to heat you up, but then I realized you've just got an AC 20, so you're not going to be that overheated. It's not like you're a laser.
Not going to be that bothered.
No, not really at all. I may have misplanned that slightly. Oh well, I'm happy with my performance. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so that is an issue. What I'm really excited about though is seeing, like, where can they go with this next if it does come back? Like, if it does come back, where can they go next? What can phase 2 be? Is what
I figure it'd be a total reset.
Yeah, with like all new characters?
That's what I figure.
Yeah, like they're going to bring in completely new actors, right? And try it again. Because, all right, I don't know how sappy you are, but as the sappiest sap who ever sapped, having real David and real Marcy, like David meet real Marcy, just made me unbelievably happy. Now, I know that I'm a sappy sap, but that's just, I was filled with glee when that happened, right at the end. I didn't think that was going to happen, but because it's not like he caused that to happen or anything, but it just happened anyway, and it made me gleeful. I'm like, oh, thank God. There's a chance for a happy ending for these two. Because her life wasn't ruined by 001, and David's life wasn't ruined by
the
all
travelers.
Of the travelers. So yeah, there's a really good chance for them. I really hope that goes well. But yeah, I wanted there to be a season 4, and now I don't know what the season 4 would be, because I'm so on board with all of these characters. To have them all get erased and start over with new actors, I mean, I'm sure I trust the people in charge of the show to do a good job. But at the same time, is that what I signed up for? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it feels a little like that's not what I signed up for. And I'm sure it's going to be great if they keep doing it, and why wouldn't they? But I want it to be the same show. Does that make sense? Like, I'm so on board with all of these characters and their journey. To start over with, I mean, it's a great plot, and I'm sure that whoever they bring in next time will be equally as good, but I wanted this story to keep going, and whatever happens next year, it felt like this story is over. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Like, this arc is just done. It's like Narcos Mexico.
Yeah, exactly. They're just restarting with a new story. And I did not realize that Narcos Mexico was the Camarena story. Oof.
And the fact that they referenced it.
Yeah, earlier. Yeah, they referenced it back in season 1 to set us up for this. Oh, damn. Because you know where that's going if you were paying attention back in season 1. Which I'm sure everyone was. Oh, no!
DEA Jesus.
Yep. He's the patron saint of them. And like all saints, he has to have horribly died. Damn!
Okay, well, at least I did some damage.
That right arm went flying right off! That's crazy!
Yep.
Wow, awesome work. Anyway, but yeah, what a story though. This season, like, I'm sad that it's over, and if they reset, I'm obviously going to be there. But Oh, I am sad it's over. All right, so let's move on to the most important show on television. A little show called Counterpart, which I keep calling Counterpoint because that's also a famous word.
Yep.
But yeah, Counterpart is amazing. Oh my god, what a show this week. So we finally get see what's happening to Howard. He is sent into the most interesting prison there is.
Right here.
He is sent into the prison for the people who they need information about on the other side.
Yep.
Damn, I did not see that coming. I'm like, because obviously it's going to be their equivalent of Guantanamo. And I'm like, okay, well, what's their Guantanamo? Why is he there? Blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm interested to find out what's happening with him. Why is he there? And then the first thing that happens is he runs into Quail.
Here we go.
Yep.
Oh, and Quail is, oh my god, just as terrible.
Yep.
Just as terrible in his own way. I love that in every world, Quail is the worst. I didn't, I was not expecting that, but he's always the worst. Isn't it perfect?
Like, he's always barely competent.
Yeah. And that's true. He's barely competent. I like that description of him. Like, he can kind of do the job, but only kind of.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Oh, Quail, you're such a mess. And it turns out Lambert, in both worlds, is also the worst.
He's just a giant pervert.
Oh my god. So, and the weird part is, they set this up in the first season with the,
With the comment.
Exactly. It's like, oh my god, of course this world's Lambert is also a pervert who's totally down with involving his other him in his sexual escapades. You almost wonder, like, why did they not see that coming? Why weren't they keeping their eyes on this Lambert? And I know that your stock response to that is because the U.S. side be dummies.
Yeah. You really have a hard time arguing with that point.
Well, my theory got blown out the window this week because it turns out that the thing that triggered her, her disillusionment and getting involved in the other side was she found evidence that the plague was started by our side.
Yeah.
So yeah, my theory got blown right out of the water, and I'm sad about that. But I'm still happy that the show can constantly have twists that surprise me. So there you go. Like, I don't mind being wrong.
We both are in the same boat on this one.
Yeah.
Because I was also quite wrong about. Oh, there goes my Hunchy.
Oh, poor Hunchy.
Yeah.
He tried so hard. What were you wrong about?
The plot being to spread another plague on our side because we
Yeah.
probably would have seen the effects by now.
Yeah, we definitely would have. It's been months and months. So yeah, I mean that sounded so convincing, your theory, but yeah, apparently that wasn't the plan, which is strange. So yeah, we've both got a lot wrong, but I'm still super excited. Wow, that didn't do any damage to you at all. I'm just looking at how my flamers just did nothing to you. They do basically 0 damage, so I decided to try punching you instead. And then, of course, using the machine guns and things. But yeah, that did nothing. And all you had to do was take a turn off, and your what do you call it? Your all of your heat dissipates. Oof.
Or I could just walk to the water for that point.
You could just walk to the water. You're right. You also have that option. Speaking of walking to the water, oh boy, I've my laser mech here, the buckshot, overheated really hardcore last turn. So I am very lucky that I managed to get to the river without getting killed. I was worried I was going to have some sort of a critical explosion type of deal. Overheat alert.
Yeah, you just put too much fire on my Hunchy. I thought my Hunchy could just sort of weather it and get close.
But no. It actually worked. Take that, rear armor. But yeah. So we've both been wrong about a bunch, and Baldwin was, and I mean this is something that's come up on the show, is people have a hard time letting go. If there's one of the show's many sub-themes, it's that people can't let go of anything ever. And so Baldwin, by all logic, should have fled Germany and gone as far as she could. But she
And
didn't.
she's just bumming around.
She's just hanging around, trying to convince her girlfriend to come back to her. Yeah, it turns out that was not a good plan. She got caught immediately. Like, oh, god damn it, Baldwin. You're supposed to be good at this. You're supposed to be the best at this.
She's really good at murder. Like, I'll
she's
give her
great
that.
at murder. No, 100%. No one is criticizing her skill at murder, okay? But she does everything else wrong. What are you doing, Baldwin? Oh, so she gets captured, and I love... And I mean, I'm not saying it's not going to happen, because it honestly might, as bleak as this show is. But I like that her first suggestion is, oh, just kill all those other guys. Kill all those other guys out there and get me out of here.
I'm sure we can murder our way out of this situation.
Yeah, it's like, it's just me and you, I'm tied up in a room, but we can just kill everybody out there and we'll be fine. Like, no, obviously not. Oh, yeah, she has bad instincts.
She has good instincts.
For murder. And again, nothing else. Not even reading Howard. Although Howard obviously is going to need her help in the future and does want to get her out of there. He's not a monster, but he is a bit of a monster. But he, what do you call it? He just, he needs to, how do I put this? Really figure out what side he's going to be on.
Yeah, because he's trying to...
He's trying to play both right now, and she specifically calls him out on that, as she should. But it's like, he keeps trying to play every side and figuring he can get away with this.
Oh, you cooked off my ammo. Well.
No! Ouch. Well, yeah, I mean, you fired off all of your heat-generating weapons with a fire starter behind you. I mean, that's gonna happen.
Well, there's no way I can deal with this fire starter. Like, the best I can do is probably sink your blackjack.
I really lucked into the fire starter. Like, if I hadn't had that fire starter, I think this match would have gone a lot worse for me. Like, I truly lucked out having it on my team. Oh, wait, can I do a called shot? No, multi-target. Okay.
Yeah. Well, part of it is, like, the hunchy. I was just putting too much on the hunchy.
Yeah, you thought that AC-20 is going to save me, and then you missed 2 AC-20 shots.
Back to back, which would have
which would have decimated my guys.
Yeah, it would have just punched a hole
clean through my gunslinger. Not my gunslinger, my black
Jenner.
Or my Jenner. Which did actually a pretty good job right in
I'm impressed with your Jenner.
Yeah, it was very impressive. It did it was surprisingly effective. Damn, you still don't want to get knocked over, even though your balance keeps getting wonked.
Yeah, no.
So
trebuchets are pretty tough.
One thing that interested me is, so what the hell is... Okay, I don't understand what management is playing at, because she reported to management the address of the dude's house. And they said, we already know about the house, don't bother going there. She sends her friend anyway, right? And he finds the briefcase.
Yeah.
And by the way, just from a writing standpoint, I would like if he had figured out to go looking for the briefcase rather than just stumbling on it. Because in the writing there's a chance for him to do that, because the old lady says, what was that idiot doing gardening in the middle of winter? And so he could have figured out, well, there's only one reason to be out with a shovel in the middle of winter. It's because you're burying something, and go looking for it, rather than just literally they have him walking in the backyard and stepping on a loose piece of sod. I'm like, that's not as dramatically satisfying as if he'd actually figured it out for himself,
Yeah, true.
So that, I think, from a writing standpoint, ow! My poor arm.
I'm going to cook to death at this point.
Oh god, you're I can't believe you fired missiles when you were already overheating. What are you doing? No!
I'm going out on my own terms. How about that?
In a blaze of glory.
Yep.
Oh my god.
There was nothing glorious about that.
No, there was not. That was brutal.
All right, so maybe we should do a
Oh.
quick wrap up.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Well, let's talk a little bit before we fully wrap up. Let's talk a little bit more about what's going on in Counterpart because here's something that really interested me, and I wanted to get your thoughts on.
Okay.
Okay, like does all right. Does Howard like so? We found out something key, which is a that the reason they had to kill her, they had to try to kill her, kill Emily, is because she knew who Shadow was.
Yeah.
She had found out who Shadow was, and full stop. And by the way, I like that the absurd fantasy that Aldrich was Shadow did not last more than 2 episodes. There's no way he could have been. You know? It's just, of course he wasn't Shadow. Right? But okay. So she knew, and that's why they had to get her. And what? And my question is, obviously, other Howard didn't know about that part of what she was working on. Like they had been in touch, but he obviously didn't know about Shadow because we saw him find out about it, right, in the last season. And none of his actions make sense if he secretly knew about this stuff. That's fair to say, right?
Okay. There's also the counterpoint. I believe it's in this episode.
Yeah.
Is the character, like the interrogation character,
Yeah.
introduced?
Yeah,
And
that's this episode.
does he bring up something along the lines of Emily knew?
Yes, yeah. That came up. Which, again, that factors into... Okay, here's my big question to you, right? Which is,
right.
Does other Howard, like, have a plan? Like, is he working towards something? Because he was just mostly reactive that first season. But this season, as I watch him, working with Emily, going out of his day-to-day life, I keep thinking that he has something in mind other than just staying undercover until the border opens and he can get home. But I don't know what it is. I just feel like he's planning something. And I'm having a hard time putting my finger on why I think that.
I think it's pretty clear that Yaniv or Yannick
Yeah.
kind of clued in. He's like, no, dude's taking over your life.
Yeah. Like, is he just... Because my first thought was, oh, he's just going to leave. But it's like, maybe he's going to stay there? Like, is Yannick right? Oh. All right, so
Well, think about
obviously...
it.
Yeah.
Because he's got a brand new opportunity
Yeah.
with, brain damaged.
Brain damaged version of Emil. Yeah.
Yeah.
And oh my god, we found out who their son was last week. I'm like, who's their son? Who's their son? It's her best friend from childhood.
Yep.
Oh my god. And this is how much goes on this show. When last week I was like, who's their son? Who's it going to turn out to be? It didn't occur to me for a second to think back, well, in the Claire episode, we found out she had a best friend when she was a kid who mysteriously disappeared one day, and they were never allowed to talk about him again. So maybe that's who their son is?
Yep.
Oh, I'm a dummy. This show makes me feel like a dummy all the time.
It's actually really pleasant because one of my worst TV watching experiments
Yeah.
was the Sherlock series.
Okay.
Because Hounds of the Baskerville, I'm like,
You got there
about-
1 second in.
yeah, like 15 minutes, and I'm like, oh, it's a chemical weapon. Done.
Yeah, and after you know that, like, it really, that there is not a
Then-
lot to that episode if you know that right away.
Yeah, so it took me about 10, 15 minutes, and so I'm like,
Oh,
40 minutes of garbage.
Well, more than that. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
not just a 1 hour, it's a movie every time. Okay, so yes. Do you have a quiz for the people?
We'll make it topical because we both have something to endorse.
That's true.
Who's going to be playing Wei Shen in the upcoming Sleeping Dogs movie.
Ooh. That's pretty exciting. All right, so if you know that, be the first person to pop it into the comments below the video, and you will win a game from us, the people who do this play and chat thing. I described that weirdly. Is there anything else you'd like people... I guess we can recommend that people play Sleeping Dogs?
Sleeping Dogs is...
It's amazing.
Like, yeah. Imagine Grand Theft Auto without playing a miserable, disgusting human being.
Well, the thing is, it's like... why I've always liked Saints Row so much more than Grand Theft Auto is, yeah, you're playing as a bad person, but at least they're trying to have fun with it. You know? Like, all of the Rockstar titles are about wallowing in misery. And I'm like, if you guys can't ethically make a game about bad guys without it causing you to wallow in misery, then just make a game about good guys. It's fine. Look at Sleeping Dogs. It works great.
Well, I wouldn't say that all their games about bad guys wallowing in misery. Sometimes it's good guys wallowing in misery.
That's true. Max Payne 3.
I love that game, and
It's
was
their best
fantastic.
game. No, it's their best game.
Absolutely.
Well, other than Manhunt, my personal favorite game, but that's so long ago, it feels like it was by a different company.
Well, it's kind of like, oh, that's something else I wanted to bring up.
Yeah?
I was looking over one of the things I do when a game is coming out, I try and look over the developer pedigree.
Of course, yeah.
Right? I go, okay, who's in charge of this? Who's in charge of that? What else have they done?
Right.
Like, 85% of Troika is back together for Outer Worlds.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I watched that video, and ooh, that's going to be something else.
it looks like they're bringing back that sort of dark, hilarious humor.
Yay.
Well, Bloodlines is probably my absolute favorite game of all time.
Yeah, and I believe, isn't it the 15th anniversary this year?
It is the 15th anniversary, yes.
Might be a time for everybody to load up Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines again and give that a shot.
Go out, get it, get the patched version.
GOG sells it at a very reasonable price, and it's not that hard to patch.
I'd also, well, fuck, I have it on DVD, so... I also have it on Steam,
yeah.
and Steam, it's like a very reasonable price. It's like $20.
There you go. And Steam has sales all the time. So I guess what we're recommending is play some Sleeping Dogs, play some Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, and meet us back here next week where Travelers is over. So I'm going to finally get caught up on Counterpart, and we're just going to talk about 2 Counterpart episodes next week as we continue our duels through the classes here in Battletech. As each week we play as a different weight class of mech. I dominated the light class. Will I be just as lucky with medium mechs next week? Let's find out together. Well, sign off there. So seriously, thanks for watching. There's buttons coming up if you want to see more. I do live streams in the channel. Join the Discord to find out about that. And yeah, that's that. We'll see you back here for more. But until then, au revoir.
Deuces.